What you are about to see is how the Broccoli family and United Artists have restored the world's greatest secret agent to his former glory in Goldeneye. The film was to be based at Leavesden. Uncannily perfect for the job, the site seemed to have been biding its time for a turn in the spotlight. For this, the biggest Bond of all, even the huge 007 stage at Pinewood was too small.
Presumably we can use some of these buildings as locations in the films.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Production designer Peter Lamont found himself with an unusual problem. How to turn 1.25 million square feet of interior space into one of Europe's newest film facilities. Usually, studios offer limited room, and sets must be constructed within tight parameters. Here, space was only limited by imagination. With the signing of the deal came fleets of contractors. The brief, to turn the factory into a British studio, nicknamed Cubbywood, after Cubby Broccoli. Producers Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson assembled the Bond regulars, but also sought out new blood, starting with Bond himself. Months of speculation ended when 007's new identity was revealed. The mantle was finally passed to Pierce Brosnan.
I stood there and I could hear the clamor outside of the press. And everything just went into slow motion. And then they put the music on, the Bond music. And suddenly you just go, chick, 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 chick. And I thought, I'm doing this, I'm doing it. I'm about to stand in front of all these people and announce to the world, that I'm going to do this role. And also, hopefully, have colossal fun. There's no ghosts here. There's no ghosts of Sean. There's no ghosts of the 60s. There's no ghosts of Roger. The factory has a good feel to it. It's like a fresh, clean slate.
The film's budget was set at approximately $50 million. It sounds high, and it's certainly the largest ever for a Bond film. But in these times of escalating production costs, when a movie could cost as much as $180 million, the amount was appropriate, considering the number of overseas locations, stunts, set pieces, and special effects that would need to be created to enhance the action. Goldeneye had to feature everything fans had come to expect over the years, only more so. Hundreds of storyboard frames explained every stage of the script, detailing each scene, shot by shot.
Everything is worked out, everything is storyboarded, everything is broken down into first unit, second unit, third unit. All of the model unit, aerial unit, whatever it is, everything is planned to the final dotting of the I. And that's how we do it, really, and we hope it all kind of works in the end.
By now, on the starting line of the production, the 007 workforce had swelled to over 500 full-time staff.
I think the way that Martin and I work with look is a much more real approach to subjects. There's a glamour to Bond, there's a joie de vivre to it all, which we tried to retain, but at the same time make it more real. I mean, there's nothing really unique in film production. I think all that happens is that films get bigger or they get more diverse. And I think the thing about this film has been the diversity of it. Is the fact that it has involved second unit, it's involved model unit, and it's involved many differing locations which all have to be brought together.
You want a hand?
The thing about the earlier Bond films, I think, was their realism. The fact they were based on a character that was a rakish, devil-may-care MI5 man. He was a real person. And it was built around some experience that Ian Fleming had, so that it was all built on reality.
You always get very nervous at this point because you have a schedule which is, believe it or not, we have 18 weeks, but it's a very tight 18 weeks. In fact, any film you do is never enough time. And my last film was 12 weeks. This is 18. You would think it'd be enough, but it means the planning has to be that much more intricate and planned very, very carefully. And of course, all of any sort of effect takes time. And so the answer is confident but extremely nervous, I guess, as one always is before you just start before you start a movie. But this is going to be a tough one.
You feel this is going to be daunting for you, Martin, because it's a great place to jump off here.
Yes, and I didn't really see it as daunting. I think I'm probably better than most of the other directors who've done this kind of.
While Martin Campbell was shooting on one of the 6 sound stages, the model unit constructed working miniatures for the meticulously planned action sequences, like this destruction of a satellite dish.
I'm Derek Meddings, and I'm in charge of all the miniature effects on the new James Bond picture. This particular shot we're doing today is the helicopter landing, and it's got to tie in with a shot that we've already done in this sort of weather where it takes off and flies away. We've got a lot of miniatures on this particular film, probably more miniatures on this than I've probably ever done on any film.
An Arctic mountainscape required a Siberian snowstorm of cat litter and self-raising flour to give it a more realistic edge.
Turn over. This shot and a lot of the other shots that we've got to do, we've got to shoot outside because we've got a sequence with Russian MiGs flying, and you can't do those inside.
I'm team leader on this project with the MiG-29s. It's 1/7 scale. That puts it at about 9 feet long and about 6-foot wingspan. It's powered by 2 model 15cc engines, and that revs at about 21,000 RPM. Gives it a top speed of about 130 miles an hour.
We have already done shots of them taking off, and it looks really very, very good.
Not all of the hardware was on such a miniature scale. Large vehicles must undergo intensive testing.
This is a T-54 tank, which we are working to do stunts and special effects in St. Petersburg in Russia. There are many modifications that we've made to this to enable us to do the stunts and the special effects and to allow us to run over cars, go through walls, and all the other spectacular things. And basically, this tank does whatever it wants to.
An ordinary British Rail commuter train received the 007 makeover, transforming it into a Russian military transporter. For this, the engine and its carriages were moved by road right across England from Crewe to the studio.
All the designs were done, models have been made and approved by Martin. The whole train was then put together, painted, all the decoration was put on, and then we transported it up to the Lean Valley.
Stand by, boys. We're going to go for a take.
774, take 1.
3, 2, 1, action. Actors up and out, please. Actors up and out, please.
Do you destroy every vehicle you get into?
Standard operating procedure.
Okay, this is a piton gun, very specialised gun given to Bond for a certain mission. That's the piton that goes into it. This piton fires into a rock from the gun and has a reel mechanism which sends a line out attached to the piton, and the reel winds him into the rock. Also has a laser attachment on the top which, upon being activated, will burn a hole through a steel grill so he can actually get into the nerve gas plant where he has to get to.
You must keep fantasy with Bond, and not only fantasy, but pure relaxation, enjoyment. I mean, what you see on the screen is something that you don't have in this world today. You can just sit back and enjoy it. People always think of the gadgets. I mean, what is your new gadget? I mean, I know absolutely nothing about technology. I can't work a gadget. I mean, any gadget that I work goes wrong.
The next challenge was turning the studio's vast back lot into a frozen wasteland.
One here, what happens? Boom, 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 boom. He hits that position there, right? Now as the plane comes into shot. Now the question is, which side of the line for the exit in that case?
Where are you going to?
Well, he's heading for the plane.
On the French Riviera, the first unit assembled at Monte Carlo to shoot on a spectacular prop, the futuristic stealth frigate, the pride of the French Navy.
We're in Monaco. This is the beginning of the movie where Bond is at the casino.
Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred.
I'm called executive producer. I'm the nuts and bolts man. Make sure that everything is put together. This is a stealth ship. She has a very low radar profile because she's mostly made of artificial materials. This is in fact her first overseas visit. The helicopter which you see from here, which is on the aft deck, is the next generation of battlefield helicopter being produced by Eurocopter, and that actually won't be in service with the German and the French governments till the year 2005. They have 4 prototypes that they're in the process of testing at the moment, and we have prototype number 1, which has completed its test program, and so they lent that to us.
You cannot screw around when you're dealing with a budget this large and a picture this large and a crew this large, and you really have to get it right. Preparation is everything.
In the mountains of Taronc, high above Monte Carlo, Bond and Xenia have their first skirmish. The Goldeneye 2nd Unit headed there hoping the fine weather would hold. Moving 007 is a logistical nightmare and must be conducted like a military operation if it is to run smoothly. Luckily, many crew members were old Bond hands and knew what to expect. The British crew were mixed with an experienced local French team. Sudden bad weather halted the shooting. Heavy storm clouds instantly descended to obscure the mountain race scenes. British caterers were brought out to provide the frozen crew with the gargantuan English breakfasts that set them up for the day. This mountaintop sequence is in fact a playful scene, but there was a strong element of danger because it was played against a sheer drop of several hundred meters.
Okay, helicopter, the road should be clear now, yes?
Okay, helicopter, we are ready.
Cameras covered the action from the air, from the ground, and from a third camera car following behind. On the Caribbean island of Puerto Rico, Bond was busy raising the temperature in a romantic scene with the other new woman in his life.
All the heroes I know are dead.
Talia, listen to me.
How can you act like this? How can you be so cold?
It's what keeps me alive.
It's what keeps you alone.
Then it was back to a deadly game of cat and mouse on the walkways of the world's largest radio telescope. In the 6 years that have passed since the last Bond film, computer technology has arrived to revolutionize action sequences. But the Goldeneye team decided to showcase their stunts by performing them wherever possible, in camera, doing it for real.
Print that, please, darling. That's good.
Bond was also required to outmaneuver a light aircraft, which would skim inches over the top of his new company car.
Today we're shooting the sequence where the plane flies over the car and lands directly in front of it. We've been rehearsing it for the last couple of days, and it's really a question of timing. It's really critical that the plane's got to land directly in front of the car for the shot to work. The pilot of the plane is Tom Danaher. He's 71 years old, but not a day over 18, really.
Right, shall we go?
Well done.
Go, Wade. Just one thing.
Yeah.
Don't push any of the buttons on that car.
We're just gonna go bombing around, ain't it?
Exactly.
The film crew's final destination provided the greatest possible contrast as Bond went to Russia. Locations were scouted, photographs were taken pinpointing the most photogenic areas in which to shoot. And St. Petersburg was chosen as the location for a spectacular tank chase, even though the Russian authorities restricted the team's specially tuned stunt vehicles from traveling through the city at high speed. The chase and its establishing shots were handled by the second unit, and a sequence in which the tank plows across a crowded bridge shocked Russian citizens who were unaware that brickwork and iron railings could be replaced by polystyrene and wood. At a late stage in the planning of the tank scenes, it had been decided that the main part of the Russian sequence would remain back in England. So a large section of St. Petersburg was designed and constructed from scratch in just over 6 weeks.
The decision to build St. Petersburg Street here came about because we felt that the working in St. Petersburg on the streets with tanks and all the other effects and action that we were going to have to do there in order to make the sequence work, the tank chase through the streets, would be extremely difficult to obtain the proper permissions. And once we started shooting, the roads and sewer systems throughout St. Petersburg were in such a state and condition that it may have meant that we would have stopped shooting. So we made the decision that we would build a large set here that we could do a lot of the footage of the tanks and the chases through the streets. And I think the sequence is going to be one of the most memorable ever for a Bond film.
Next, the matching interiors of St. Petersburg's buildings were shot. The arrangement of each take is laborious, and with hundreds of bullet hits to be set up for detonation, there's a lot of waiting around.
I'm waiting for a shot.
Extras were mixed with real-life military personnel for the filming of action sequences involving attacking Russian guards. Pierce Brosnan strengthened the film's realism by performing much of his own stunt work.
Running. Kill over. 319, take 5. 3, 2, 1, action!
focus on Bond. As he exits the frame, we throw back to Chuckles, dragging Natalia across.
That's from behind the truck, is it? He's dragging her out?
No, coming out from there. Out of the building in the car park.
Which is down the side, right? Okay,
Yeah, so there'll be masts everywhere. That door doesn't open, of course. That'll be a fine thing, right? So we're through here, right? And so Bond will exit. As he exits, throw to them, let him blur through frame there, which will be my reverse cut. So he's kind of ducking as he comes through. Action!
It was great to do, and it's wonderful when you're tested like that.
Right, Rog, how'd that look?
It'll be all right. It's a bit of a light change.
Do you want to do it, Phil, another one?
It's a joy.
Stunt sequences are carefully planned and designed to be original. That often means that each new stunt sets a precedent. Certainly, nobody had attempted something like this before.
The whole scene is where Bond sees the heroine, his girlfriend, or the Bond girl, being carted away by one of the villains, and the only bit of transport available to him is a tank. So in this one, Bond steals a tank, comes smashing through a wall, and pursues the tank through the streets of St. Petersburg, observing the highway code, of course. And in the course of this, there are various things, obviously, that happen with the tank, such as smashing right down a brick alleyway, which is about 100 yards long. And then we come to this spot where he's weaving through the traffic. And this stage, what we're setting up for now is where he smashes through this truck.
The largest single soundstage built for the film housed the principal Goldeneye arena. These secret underground headquarters represent the main intersection of the information superhighway. The plot of Goldeneye reflects technological developments in today's world, and the set was designed accordingly with help from leading computer specialists. This sequence came toward the end of a production which had seen the director and the production team working for 110 days straight. But if the cast and crew were tiring, it didn't show.
Firing in this rehearsal.
Young Cox.
Still no.
Stand by here. And really sharp down it.
Here we go, and tighten those gaps. 3, 2, 1, action!
Earplugs. Earplugs. That's what this performance is about, earplugs.
I was required to do a perfect swallow dive off the top of this dam from 700 feet. So I physically had to hold this position while hitting really an area in space that would enable me to track away from the wall all the time, and so limit the chances of me actually hitting the wall. People would walk along the top of this dam in absolute silence, and they'd tentatively peer over and go pale at the thought, because this dam was awe-inspiring. They have a trauma clinic ready, an emergency helicopter to rush you there if it all goes wrong. And the vision that sticks in my mind is standing up there, and they've got all the cameras up to speed, and the assistant's just about to give me action. And I could see out of the corner of my eye this little Italian crane driver who looks pale with fright at the thought of what I was doing. And just as I was about to go, he does the sign of the crucifix. And, you know, you have to live with that sort of thing, and you realise that it's sometimes quite a crazy life you lead.
I think the important thing about Bond was that he was a great lover of the high life, but he could also murder without any remorse.
I suppose traditionally with Bond films, you know, there's never a lot of blood and guts flying about. That's not part of the genre, really. I mean, there's lots of guns being fired and there's lots of action and so on and so forth. But I don't think there's anything that would... I think it's tremendously exciting, but I don't think there's anything that would offend anybody.
When I feel his breath, Goldeneye.
With this particular film, Goldeneye, and my introduction to the world, I think it's pretty streamlined, and it's almost, I'd like to say, a classic Bond. I think we've adhered to all the points and issues that make this character work.
As a professional, one has to string the film together. One can't say, well, I'll have this look like a Toulouse-Lautrec painting and then I'll have this look like a Rodin sculpture. If the two things don't fit, there's obviously no point in putting them together. So I think in any film you try and make everything follow on. And what I tried to do with the look of the film is enhance the reality and give it a slightly glamorous reality.
You got one shot at this, to get this right. So you better not screw it up.
When Martin wanted to do it, and I've done a lot of films with Martin, I knew that he and I would do what we wanted to do, and the Bond people were good enough to say, well, it's your film, you make it as you want to do it. And therefore, that was terrific, because it meant we could bring all the best things that we had to all the best things that they had and bring them together in one place.
You'll never know how I watched you from the shadows of the sky.
I don't really know consciously what I bring to it. You have to look at the film to see that.
Does incredible things, can fly through the air. Death is always seconds, inches away.
It's a kiss.
It's a winner. It's really a great time in the cinema.